A little bit of lawn can go a long way in a garden. They're hard-wearing, great for playing on, and it's been proven that even looking at a sea of green can help you relax. But not everyone has the sun or space for one, and let's face it, not everyone wants to mow. So if you want a sea of green sensation with a little less fuss, I've got you covered. Ground covered, that is. There are some common ground covers that will create a lush green scene when planted en masse. Of course, turf is the best option for high traffic areas, when playing backyard cricket or picnicking. But these are perfect for places you don't plan walking on. Meet the extended family, my cousins. Well, otherwise known as Casuarina glauca, cousin it. I mean, what a cracker of a plant. You can tell we're related because it's got these beautiful, free-flowing, needle-like branchlets that spread out and can cover a large area. So when you're planting cousin it, you want to space it at around about 1 metre, and in no time, it will cover the ground for you. Now, as far as a ground cover goes, the foliage is a little more brittle, so you don't want to plant it where it's going to get trodden on. But once it's established, the foliage is so dense that it will suppress and block out weeds. Creeping BOOBIALLA, or Myoporum parvifolium. It's a real garden go-to, an adaptable ground cover that can thrive in full sun or part shade. There's a variety of them available that vary in form and leaf size and can suit different conditions. A little tip, these BOOBIALLAs can grow quickly and can cover about 3 metres or more. So to create your green sea, you won't need too many plants. You can also propagate them quite easily. These long-running stems will root easily as cuttings or when layered from the existing parent plant. Simply strip the leaves on a small length of stem, then pin it to the ground and cover with soil. In a few months, it'll form roots, then it can be separated and planted out in another part of the garden or a little bit further around to make a perfect ground cover. If you love the feeling of walking across a lawn, I've got a few plants to share with you that can take a little traffic. If you've got a moist, shady spot, you can't go past Lobelia pedunculata or matted PRATIA. During spring and summer, they produce a sea of pretty white flowers. For a delicate-looking plant, they're quite resilient. They can handle a light frost, and they'll also cope with full sun as long as there's a bit of water around. You can plant them in your lawn to add a bit of floral bling, or plant them separately and they'll slowly spread the love. They spread by suckering, which means wherever these stems touch the soil, they actually drop roots down, which helps them really establish, and they can spread up to 1 metre. If you're a bit of a softie, then this Zoysia matrella is for you. Also known as velvet or petting grass, this ornamental grows into these fine mounds that reach about 10 centimetres. It's really slow growing, so it doesn't need mowing, just the odd clip or trim once it's established. But it's not great in high traffic areas because it takes a long time to recover. It's ideal between pavers, at the edge of rockeries, or under feature trees or on slopes that are hard to mow. Planted about 20 to 30 centimetres apart for best coverage. Once established, it can handle dry periods, humidity, light frosts, as well as full sun or part shade. Another ground cover that can also be used between pavers is native Dichondra repens. It also works well in both full sun and shade. so you can grow it under trees to create a beautiful textured blanket to add interest to the ground level. Or if you've got a sunny spot, the silver grey exotic Dichondra argentea silver falls will be happier. It's more of a trailing spreader. For a more sensory experience, low-growing herbs are a great option for your sea of green. They're relatively cheap, they're fast-growing, they're useful, and of course, they smell great. There are many varieties of thyme that grow low and are happy in a well-drained, sunny spot. This one here is creeping thyme. It has much smaller leaves and makes for a perfect ground cover. You can even see as it spreads over the ground, it starts to drop roots, so it really establishes itself. Now, the other thing about it is that over the summer months, it gets covered in little white flowers, which is just perfect for the pollinators. There are even varieties of oregano that flower and can provide a functional and fragrant cover. Big, small, sunny, shady, in almost any garden, there's a spot where I reckon you can go with a no-mow sea of green. So why not get planting?